Hello everybody, let's give a little bit of a Foxy update on our little crypto commute this morning, shall we? So, if you're not familiar with Foxy, real briefly, yeah, it's a meme. I'm really not into memes. If you've seen a couple of my videos, you've probably picked up on that or heard me directly say it. But Foxy's the one that I have. And the reason why I got into it, other than I just felt like I should be able to truthfully say I have a meme in my portfolio, is that's also a mascot. Okay, what the hell does that mean and matter? There's real companies behind it, so I know it's not going to go to zero. Right? The whole concern about memes is always, is it going to rug pull? Is it going to go to zero? And the times it's not going to happen is when you know who the owners are, for several reasons, mostly legally and financial. But Foxy's the mascot for MetaMask, the large cold wallet. It's for Linea, the layer 2 that is greatly and rapidly growing for Ethereum, and the parent company of all of it, Consensus. So the reason why I like this backing so much is that the CEO of Consensus is a co-founder of Ethereum, Joe Lubin. So you have good old Joe, who created one, Consensus, which is now stockpiling Ethereum, just like Michael Saylor was doing for strategy with Bitcoin. And then he made a layer 2 for Ethereum. If that doesn't scream great insider information of how the market works, I don't know what does. And the Linea team, I think, has done a great job with planning and strategizing, because anything that's good for Linea, MetaMask, or Consensus is good for Foxy. Right? Every time one of those gets good news, I did the math earlier, it varied a little bit, but roughly 10 to 20% of that trickles down into Foxy. And Linea has pulled back when they're releasing things a couple of times, and the reason every time was they just want to wait until the market has a more positive sentiment, right? Because great news is great unless people are in the fear stage, and then great news is, it doesn't matter, it's hopium, don't worry about it. Right, so they constantly wait for when the market is in a better mood, mostly, right, to go ahead and share good news so it's taken better. I love hearing that. That's strategizing very well. And when you have someone like Joe, who's very much on the inside with helping make Ethereum, he's going to be able to time that better, because he's going to have information that we're just not privy to. Now, Linea specifically seems to be very correlated with Foxy, meaning when Linea makes a good move, there's a tech upgrade, a new partnership made, Foxy moves with it. And they tend to do Foxy airdrops and NFT giveaways right around the time before they announce something big for Linea. If you're in either, have you noticed that? So when they start announcing, there's going to be a new Foxy airdrop, keep an eye on Linea. So if you guys, not financial advice, obviously, but next time I hear that they're going to do a Foxy airdrop, I might just go on a little bit of a gamble and do a leverage long on Linea, expecting there's going to be something big coming from it. Seen the pattern enough, right? See it a couple of times, either go for it or ignore it. But I like how they do the airdrops as a marketing technique for their other companies. And their airdrops for Foxy, the reason why I think it's a good thing is there's parameters to get these Foxy airdrops or NFT giveaways, and they all come down to, do you buy and own Foxy? If 100 people get a crypto and they've never had or heard of the crypto before, 98 of them are going to sell it, right? So that can greatly increase selling pressure. However, if everyone or the majority of people who are getting this crypto already own it, they're more likely to hold in stockpile, because like, fuck yeah, free Foxy or whatever crypto it is. So there are airdrops that are much more specific to current owners. It greatly drops the selling pressure when they do these token generation events and things like that. So I think one of the big catalysts we're going to see for Foxy is every time something big happens with Linea. Foxy's also just going to move up the next time there's a meme narrative, which I'm very confident there's going to be another meme narrative boost. I mean, that's the whole gambling degenerate side of crypto to its foremost and best, and it's going to come back. And Foxy will definitely benefit from that, just like almost all memes will, right? And when I checked this morning, it's only around like a $5.5 million market cap, which means that shit's going to fly quick, right? In crypto investing, $1 million is not much, and that would jump this thing up, 20%. And when people see something jump up 20%, what do other people do? They buy it because they think it's going to do well now. So all we need is one good news to make it fly. And just the recent high, meaning in the last year, Foxy was 10x from what it is now. So there's no golden rule or law that says each crypto must get back to its local high, when we had the Trump pump last year. But there is a pretty damn good chance of it. I'm confident it's going to happen. Can't guarantee anything in this space. Well, if you're looking for a new position or like, hey, should I DCA in right now? That's the way I look at it. Just to get back to where it was, not even the all-time high, just the recent in the year high, 10x from now. Awesome. To me, that's worth throwing a couple of bucks in. Obviously not financial advice, but that's also why I like putting buy limits and sell limits in, right? Every once in a while I get an email saying congratulations on your purchase or your selling of. It's like, what the hell did I buy or sell now? Because when I'm in a logical mindset and I'm like, oh, it's part of the plan, I'll put a buy limit or sell limit in. And if it ever hits that number, it happens. Happened to me just last week with ASM. Because a couple months ago, I put a lowball buy order in. It was about half of what it was at the time. It was like 1.4 cents. And earlier this week or over the weekend, got the notification that a purchase went in. All right, cool. It was a great DCA. And I recommend that most of the time for microcaps because when they're low liquidity, they're going to move faster, right? In both directions. Very much so in both directions. If you have a bunch of large caps, you'll see charts do this on a week. You have a bunch of microcaps, you'll see this. All right. Part of the nature of the beast. So I guess to summarize, the main catalyst I'm expecting and think are realistic to happen to Foxy is, one, anything good that comes from Linea. And they do time their news and it's part of their strategy to let people know when good things are happening. So I would keep an eye on that. I am. All right. When you see or hear about airdrops for Foxy, I've noticed that tends to mean that there's going to be good news coming from Linea or Consensus. When Consensus starts making more partnerships or starts buying a crap ton of Ethereum or Ethereum goes up, expect Foxy to go up. I guess that's one I forgot. Is that anything that's also good for Ethereum is typically good for everything that's on Ethereum. Same thing with Solana. Everything that's on Solana is good when Solana goes up. And just the fact that it's Ethereum layer 2 and they like timing their news. When it's insider knowledge, right? When Joe Lubin has suspicion that his Ethereum is going to do well, they'll start advertising for his Ethereum layer 2, throw out a little bit of an airdrop on Foxy, and you can see everything go up together. So it's good for Ethereum, it's also good for Foxy typically. Seeing another meme narrative would be incredibly good for it. And when there's more news about the Foxy MasterCard, when they solidify that a little bit more, because I think it's just it's active, but it's only the early trial stages. When more information about that comes out, they've pretty much already said there's going to be a big Foxy token event with that. And that can be a big thing, especially if they do end up making it a full rewards program and having ways of using Foxy so you can cycle it back into the ecosystem would be great. But there's my little wrap up for the morning. Someone asked me to give a little update on Foxy because it's been about 2 weeks. So with that being said, guys, if I don't talk about a crypto in a little while, it doesn't mean that I sold it. As far as I know, I always tell you guys when I sell and move things. It doesn't mean I'm not still bullish on it. It doesn't mean anything other than I just haven't made a video on it. So feel free to ask me, hey, well, can you do another video on this? Or hey, when's the next time you plan on doing a video on that? I'll respond to you guys. I'll let you know what I plan on doing. And I do this stuff, obviously I do this stuff for me to an extent, right? Anyone who says otherwise is lying through their effing teeth. But I do this a lot for you guys too. It helps motivate me and it lets me know what you guys want. So let me know in the comments below about, what do you want from me? How's that for a conversation starter? And also, what do you guys think about Foxy? Do you have a position? Have you been looking at getting in one? Did you sell it too early? Let me know what you guys think. We'll do this again soon. Peace.